Hello everybody! Today I'm just going to be posting kind of my reaction to the trailer. I have watched it twice, but I'm just gonna talk about some things that are going on, and I did a little bit of research. It's not a breakdown, but just a little bit of research sort of stuff. And yeah, and then briefly touch on some of the other news that we learned from DC this weekend. But let's go ahead and get started.
My life hasn't been what you probably think it has. We all have our struggles.
Have you ever been in love?
A long, long time ago. You?
So many times, yeah, all the time.
So we get the first look at Cheetah here. Obviously she is not in her cheetah form. I'm assuming that's going to be reveal. I hope she goes pure half cheetah like she is in the newer iterations of the comics. So this version of Cheetah apparently is Barbara. So a big part of her storyline is, in the new iteration, is that she wants Wonder Woman's lasso of truth. So because she is an archaeologist, so she could be, that could be your motivation in the movie, and I believe it probably will be.
Welcome to the future. Life is good, but it can be better. And why shouldn't it be? All you need is to want it. Think about finally having everything you always wanted.
So a big part of this in the trailer is time, and you'll see this still play off more. There was a time element in the first one in terms of like the ticking, the certain amount of time Steve Trevor had. I'm really not sure how they are going to bring him back yet, but another character in this is Maxwell Lord, who Pedro Pascal is playing. He looks and sounds way different than most Pedro Pascal characters, so it's going to be very interesting. He's not necessarily a villain per se, but he seems overwhelmingly like the villain in this trailer, but I really think it's a fake out so that you don't think the main villain is Cheetah, but everybody knows the main villain is going to be Cheetah. However, I'm curious if there's some sort of deal made with Cersei, the witch character that is big in Wonder Woman, to bring him back. If Maxwell Lord maybe made some sort of deal with Cersei, I'm trying to bring Steve Trevor back to get something from Diana, or if it's some sort of illusion, I'm not really sure. I think it could be an illusion, but the prominence of how much Chris Pine plays into the rest of the trailer, I'm starting to lean more against that, like that's not the case.
I can save today, but you can save the world.
Steve.
Diane. Now, I take what I want in return. Everyone will see.
So we have, so that's why I'm thinking that Maxwell Lord has to do with Steve Trevor coming back, considering the fact that he says that he'll take what he wants in return. It makes it seem like it's in return for bringing Steve back, although like that's not typically one of his powers in the comics. But he could have persuaded somebody else to the bidding. And then we have a slow motion shot that was very prominent in the first movie, so a lot of slow motion action sequences I assume are going to be big in that. And then we have a walk-up shot of Kristen Wiig at some sort of fancy event, maybe like since Wonder Woman works in the museum in Justice League, that would be, she works at the Louvre, so that would be kind of maybe a benefit for a museum.
The world needs you. You know what you need to do.
Nothing good is born from lies. And greatness is not what you think.
So, there's a lot of, looks like, flashback sequences with the Amazons. I don't think they'll go to Themyscira. She can't go back. That's kind of the idea. Although I don't think that will be the case in the entire thing. I already forgot. I mean, I think that, and there's a lot of, like, what looks like in desert, like Middle East sort of stuff. I think there's going to be some sort of excavation element. I think that's going to have to do with Cheetah again, just trying to get something. But I really do feel like the lasso is very prominent in the trailer, so I also think, I really do think that that is going to be Cheetah's main motivation of what she's trying to get throughout the movie. And then we just see a different costume for Diana, which I can put a picture here as well. There is a comic version of this exact same costume. It's just an interesting switch up. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I like that it follows comics, but I don't know how I feel about that costume necessarily playing out on screen.
It's all art. That's just a trash can.
It's just a trash can. Yeah.
And then we just have Chris Pine with the fanny pack and just a little comedic tagline at the end of that. So yeah, what are your thoughts on this trailer? It's interesting. I am interested to see how the movie's going to play out, like how the villains will play out. I really want to see more of Cheetah reveal, but I think like that's more exciting to see in the movie, so I'm glad they at least held off. We'll definitely get a couple more of these trailers, but first one, I'm pretty excited. I loved the first one. I just hope that this one doesn't, and I think it probably won't, because like the DCEU essentially has been rebooted 50,000 times. They're not going to do the awful third act structure like they usually do, so we don't have to worry about some sort of dark, gritty ending. I hope, though it was an Aquaman, but I think it played out there a lot better. So I think it'll be a fun tone to have this movie, and a good big change from the World War I setting as well. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. That's great as far as Wonder Woman's concerned. There were a couple other things. They confirmed both Shazam 2 and Aquaman 2, which we knew was happening because they both did relatively well. I mean, Aquaman performed much better, but had a much bigger budget, whereas Shazam had a smaller budget. But very excited for those. If we get another Birds of Prey trailer, which I'm sure we probably will, I will try to do a video on it before the movie comes out in February, so that's our next one we have. Yeah, and probably won't touch on Marvel for a while. Personally, I'm not very interested in Black Widow, so have your own opinions on it, obviously, but that seems to be the main thing, so I probably won't cover much Marvel until we get a trailer for the Eternals, which will be a long ways down the road. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this sort of video, give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.